Part 1. Measures. You will find this on page 239 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 8 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Measures. Introduction. Measurement is using a number to show the size or amount of something. In measurement, we talk about units. A unit is any measurement. So unit is a general term that means the type of measurement. There are two main systems of measurement. The International System of Units, the SI, the one that we also use in Namibia, meters, kilometers, liters, for example. The US standard units like feet, pounds, pins, for example. We, in Namibia, like most of the world, use the International System of Units, also called the metric system. Conversions. You need to know how to do conversions, how to change from one measurement to another. The SI units are based on powers of 10, which is convenient because SI units are easily converted just by moving the decimal point. For example, 250 millimeters equals 25 centimeters equals 0.25 meter. In contrast, the US standard units do not have the same property. For example, 250 inches equals 20.8333 feet equals 6.9444 yards equals 0.0039457 mile. Length. Measuring how long things are, how tall they are, or how far apart they might be are all examples of length measurements. The following diagram will help you to convert between the different units. We already used this diagram in previous examples. So I take it from the big one, kilometers, then meters, then centimeters, then millimeters. Now, there is 1,000 and then 1 0 less, 100, 1 0 less, 10. So if I go to this side, I multiply. And if I move back, I divide. If you convert to a smaller unit, so kilometers, say to millimeter, the number gets bigger. And if you convert to a bigger unit, say millimeters to meters, the number gets smaller. Okay, this is the one for length. Area. Can you remember that area is length times length? So area is length by length. So the basic unit of area is square of that unit. The following diagram will help you to convert between the different units. Let's just move it up. Okay. Now, remember, it is basically just this one and we square it. So it's 1,000 times 1,000. It's just this one and we square it. So it's 100 times 100. It's just this one and we square it. So it's 10 times 10. Again, if you go to this side, you multiply. And if you go back, you divide. Okay. And then just remember this. 1 unit, so times 1 unit. So that's why it's having that square. So it's millimeter square, centimeter square, meter square, kilometer square. So that square you must remember I must square that difference between the two. A hectare is an area equal to a square that's 100 meters on each side. Usually they use it on farms. So a plot of land that's 100 meters by 100 meters, that will give you 10,000 square meters. That is equal to a hectare. If you want to use a table, so hectare to square meters, so I multiply 10,000, and if I want to go back, I divide 10,000. And just for the interesting, 1 kilometer square, so 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer will be equal to 100 hectare. Okay, let's look at the next one, volume. Volume is a length by length by length. So basically, we not square it now, we cube it. So the basic unit of volume is a cube of that unit. The following diagram will help you to convert between the different units. So now, remember the original length was 1,000. But now 1,000 cube will be 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000. 100 cube will be 100 times 100 times 100. And this one, 10 cube, will be 10 times 10 times 10. If I go to this side, I multiply. And if I go back, I will divide. Exactly the same, just divide. And then remember, 1 liter is the volume of cube with a side of 10 centimeter. So think of a milk box. If it's 10 by 10 by 10, it will hold exactly 1 liter of milk. So then also liter to cubic centimeters, I multiply 1,000. And if I want to go from cubic centimeters to liters, I divide 1,000. Okay, and then this one, kiloliters, 1 kiloliter is equal to 1 cubic meter. Okay, and then if I want to take this to liters, I times 1,000. And if I want to take it to milliliters, I times again 1,000. But also remember that 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeters. And then as soon as I reverse back, I will just divide. Instead of multiply 1,000, I divide 1,000 and divide 1,000. And then this is just interesting information. Volume, the amount of three-dimensional space an object occupies. Volume is usually measured in cubic meters, cubic centimeters, even cubic kilometers. The capacity, the amount that something can hold, capacity is usually measured in kiloliters, liters, and milliliters. Okay, let's look at an example. Example 1. Change the following to the required units. 5 square meters to square centimeters. Now I'm going to just make use of my tables. So square meters, look, square meters to square centimeter. I must multiply 100, multiply 100. So basically I'm just multiply with 10,000. Multiply 100. And that's my answer. And if I want to go from square meters to hectare, let's go back. Square meters there to hectare, I'm just going to divide by 10,000. So I'm basically just take and I divide that 10,000 by that other 10,000 and I get 1 hectare. And then 500 cubic millimeters to cubic centimeters. Look, cubic millimeters to cubic centimeters. So I divide 10, divide 10, divide 10. So it's divided 1,000. And that will be 500 divided 1,000 and that will be 0.5 cubic centimeters. And then liters to cubic centimeters, liters to cubic centimeters, I just multiply 1,000. Just multiply 1,000 and there is my answer. Take the time and measure, just memorize these tables. It's really going to help you with conversion and it's going to help you if you work with area, volume, perimeter and that kind of sums. Okay. Do try now 1. You can stop the video and as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. So do this, do all of them and really try to make use of the tables. It's going to help you. Try now 1. Okay. Number A. Now let's first read it. It's 15 meters squared to centimeters squared. Let's go to the table. So it's meters squared to centimeters squared. So I must multiply 100, multiply 100. So basically, I must just take, okay, let's just write it down. I forgot to write it down. So let's just find, I want it from meter squared and I want it in centimeter square. So I will just take that 15 times 100 times 100. Or I can say times 10,000. It doesn't matter. And that will give me 150,000 centimeter square. Okay, number B. It's, okay, let's first write it down. 150,000 meters square. And that must go to kilometers square. Let's go to the table. Meter square, look here, meter square, and I must go to kilometer square. So I must divide 1,000, divide 1,000. Do you see? That road. Okay. Let's just move it back. So I'm just going to say, take this 150, and I'm going to divide 1,000, and I'm going to again divide 1,000. It's actually divide 1,000,000. And that will give me an answer. And you can actually say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can see 0.15 0.15 kilometers square. And then the next one, number C, it's 2 cubic meters in cubic centimeters. Now, look here, this is this table. Cubic meters, and I must move to cubic centimeters. So what must I do? Multiply 100, multiply 100, multiply 100. It's actually multiply 1,000,000. So basically, I'm just going to say, I take that 2, and I multiply with, I can either write it like this, or I can say multiply 1,000,000. And that is going to give me 2 million cubic centimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to do number D. So number D was 350, and that was cubic millimeters, and I must take it to cubic centimeters. Let's look. Cubic millimeters, and I must go to cubic centimeters. So I divide 10, divide 10, divide 10. So it's actually just divide 1,000. Okay, so it's going to be this 350,000, and I divide with that 10, 10, 10s, which is 1,000. And that will give me an answer 1, 2, 3 of 350 cubic centimeters. And then number E, let's start with E, and that was 200 cm3 in liters. Okay, now let's just look. There's cm3 and there's liters. So what must I do? I must just divide 1,000. So I'm just going to say it's this 200, and I divide by 1,000, and that will give me, okay, 1, 2, 3. That will give me 0.2 liters. Okay, and then I'm going to be number E. Number F, let's just get a color. Number F, and that is going to be 2, 5, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, and that's square meters, and I want it in hectare. Now, can you still remember? If I want to go from square meter, look here, from square meter to hectare, I must divide by 10,000. Do you see? Divide 10,000. So we're going to try to move it up a little bit. So I'm just going to say it's going to be 2, 5, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to divide by 10,000, and that is going to give me, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 2, 5, 5 hectare. Okay, we are at F, and now number G. G is going to be red. And number G is 2 cubic meters, and I want it in liters. So let's look. There's cubic meters, and I want it in liters. Look here, cubic meters, and I want it in liters. Okay, so if you look at this one, we can first take it. I just want to see it. This is cubic meters. I just want to show you, and I want to take it to liters. So basically, I can use this table. So cubic meters, and I just multiply by 1,000. So otherwise, I want to show you that you can use also the other table. Okay, I'll show you now. Let's just move this here. So if I go from cubic meters to liters, I'm just going to say 2 multiply 1,000, and that will give me 2,000 liters. That's if I use that table. But I can use also this table where I first take it. Okay, can I just move a little bit down to show you? Okay, if it's in cubic meters, I can take cubic meters and first take it to cubic centimeters. So that will be multiply 1,000,000. But then to go from cubic centimeters to liters, it's divide by 1,000. So that is showing. So you can first go there and then go from there, but that will give you the same answer as this. Okay, let's just move up. And then the final one, that will be number H. And that's 3 kilometers square in cm2. Okay, so this kilometer square in, okay, I want to just take it to centimeter square. Now look at this one, because we're going to do two moves. It's kilometer square, and I want to go there. So I will first multiply 1,000,000, then I multiply 10,000. So if I want to count the zeros, there's 6, do you see? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm actually going to multiply with that 10 zeros. Okay, let's just move it back again. Let's just see this. So remember, it was now basically, if I want to write it down, I'm going to say it's going to be 3. Can you remember? It was first that 6, and then it was again the 4. And that's going to give me an answer. Now I must just count that zeros. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's centimeters square. So if I'm just going to, okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros. Okay, and that is going to be the amount of centimeter square.